Hey guys, in this video I'll be talking about the current competitors who I believe have the best genetics right now. For reference, great S-tier genetics can be seen on legends like Ronnie Coleman, Flex Wheeler, Kevin Levrone, or Phil Heath, who all obviously had ideal muscle insertions, great structures, solid response to PEDs, and top-tier condition. Obviously, these competitors excelled in one category more than the others, and most often had a weak point. However, the genetic baselines were always top tier. For the sake of keeping this video simple, I'm not going to include any other division apart from Men's Open, since Classic 212 and Men's Physique arguably have deeper genetically gifted lineups for shape and condition. Also, this list isn't going to be in any particular order, and do let me know if there are any guys who you think should be on this list, since it's going to be purely my opinion. Okay, the first competitor I want to talk about is easily the most hyped guy of recent times, and that would be Rubio Moscara, aka Nextzilla. Although he has yet to win a pro show, his pro debut at the 2023 Prague Pro is absolutely mind-blowing and shocked the bodybuilding world completely. I mean, you had legends like Flex and Kevin in complete shock and awe at how impressive Rubio looked, and for good reason. He arguably has the best quads of all time from a size standpoint, the ability to put on tons of size while apparently not taking it all too seriously, and has shown that he can get rather conditioned as well. While he may not have the most aesthetic shape or proportion, there's no denying that he was gifted solid insertions, can literally pack on size from staring at weights, and has so much freaky mass on a 5'11" frame. Speaking of freaky, this guy also gets his nickname Nextzilla for having the thickest neck in the game, adding another level of wow factor to his physique. All in all, he's got everything but aesthetics going for him, and he certainly has top-tier genetics. Andrew Jacked is up next, a complete 180 from a guy like Rubio in the sense that he is our modern-day Sultan of Symmetry. He's got the aesthetic lines of a Flex Wheeler or Sean Roden, but in my opinion, on another level. His midsection is even more symmetrical and well-defined, his arms are bubbly and full even when he's not 100%, and his quads from the front are ridiculously good. Looking at the pinnacle of his career thus far, being the 2023 Texas Pro, you could easily tell that he has the ability to get shredded to the bone, especially from the front. Feathered quads, strided chest and delts, and intricate details in the midsection. His only flaw, which I don't believe is a genetic limiter, is his side leg thickness and conditioning from behind. Since he has just recently taken an extended offseason for the first time ever, hopefully he has been able to add some much needed hamstring density so we can see those dugout piano chords. Apart from this, many do believe that his lines and shape are enough to win the Olympia alone, and I do agree that he has the most eye-pleasing physique right now, so, come on guys, definitely some top-tier genetics right here. Up next is Raphael Bro, who according to even top judges has 0 weak shots. He's up there with Andrew for having one of the most beautiful shapes currently, possessing a small waist, bowed quads, a wide structure, and great arms. His thickness and mass are also on par with many in the top 10, which wasn't the case just 2 years ago. That said, in 2022 he was able to place top 10 at the Olympia, even without the added mass that he now carries. His strength doesn't lie within conditioning or raw muscle though, more so in the fact that his aesthetics allow him to beat more muscular or better detailed competitors. There really isn't much else to be said in my opinion, since Raphael has great muscle insertions, a near perfect structure, and the ability to get conditioned if he really tries. Oh man, Quinton Ariah has to be up next, since he arguably has the most potential out of anyone in this entire video. Now, I've definitely hated on him in the past, or maybe hate's not the best word, but I'll tell you this, not only does he have the ability to get ultra shredded, I mean peeled to the bone shredded, but he also has similar aesthetic lines, if not more impressive than Andrew Jacked. Just look at how shapely his physique is. He has the roundness, the fullness, and all the muscle insertions you could ever dream of. While he is in desperate need for more size, this is something that will come with time since he's a younger competitor. I don't know what PEDs he's taking, whether he's taking a lot or if he's sort of hesitant to do so. However, I believe that 10 to 20 pounds of sheer muscle mass would make him a top 10 Olympia contender very easily. He's definitely up there with a guy like Rubio in terms of fan anticipation and potential, so we're just gonna have to wait and see whether or not he maximizes it. Moving on to a guy who is the, complete opposite of Quinton, and this would be Samson DaA. Samson, although, he's not the most conditioned, has found success in presenting a balanced, shapely, yet massive physique on stage. While he gets up to the mid 300s in his offseason, on stage he doesn't really have that wow factor, not the peak biceps of a Ronnie Coleman or crazy insertions that stand out. This isn't a negative though, since he has a very tapered waist, large flared quads, and great upper body thickness, which all do compensate. He almost reminds me of a Chris Cormier in the sense that both have great genetics, yet neither have the most freaky attributes or anything that necessarily draws the eye apart from size. While Samson probably has the most potential right now, if he can't figure out his conditioning, I don't believe that he'll place any higher than third at this year's Olympia. I think now would be a good time for some honorable mentions, so I'm going to lump a few in here and give a reasoning as to why I don't believe they could make the list. First off was the king of aesthetics back in his prime, at least in my opinion, and that would be Brandon Curry. Although you can argue that he was blessed with the most shapely upper body, even now, his legs have never really been good enough in my opinion. Since he's competed for so long, it's almost a certainty that he is, not the best in that area, and that it's a genetic flaw, especially when looking at his quads from the total leg package from behind and from the front. Next is someone who definitely has amazing genetics from almost every perspective. However, I believe that no genetic gift can save him now, and that would be Big Ramee. I mean, he's turning 40 soon, his physique is atrophying from every angle and losing the wow factor, and his waist is growing thicker by the day. While he had some of the best genetics of all time, having one of the best structures for an Olympia champion, the best quads as well, and crazy Ronnie Coleman-esque size, this video is talking about the best genetics currently, and by currently I mean right now, and who could definitely, win that Olympia. And in my opinion, Ramee is not there anymore. Now, the last honorable mention, and remember, there are so many guys that could be on the list, so let me know in the comments who you would have, and this would be Michael Krizo. Not much to be said since he technically has it all, a huge wide structure, debatably the best arms currently, great insertions from all sides, and paper-thin skin condition when he's on. His only flaw as of now is his back development and posing, which is almost amateur-esque in comparison. However, he probably is the closest to making the list out of anyone else. Going back to the list, Hotti Chupin has to be featured in this video since he almost has everything and is at the top of his game right now. While you can say that he doesn't have the best structure, having stubby arms and bad arm insertions, his ability to get conditioned is a genetic strength that nobody today has at his level. He is also extremely well developed from every angle, has a rather aesthetic shape, and immense width relative to his smaller stature, and that aforementioned shredded condition only adds to his superior genetics. Although he was certainly gifted, you can't look past, the fact that his mentality, work ethic, and drive were all very big parts in building what you see today. If anything, I believe that he probably has the least impressive shape and structure genetics out of anyone on the list. However, his passion and work ethic allowed him to present the best physique in the world at a time, and in my opinion, I think he probably can present the best physique in the world in 2024. Alright, the last guy on this list is going to be the reigning champion Derek Lunsford. To be honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of his physique. However, I can see why many consider him to have some of the best genetics. His X-frame and silhouette are unmatched in the open division, his back is up there with the best to ever do it, and his size rivals that of everyone in the open class. Sure, his arm conditioning and insertions are subpar, his chest lacks those deep cross striations, and his outer quads are far from the best. However, shots like the front double and the rear double showcase the potential that he has. In my opinion, his frontal conditioning faults are workable considering his age, and with time and muscle maturity, his physique will really come into its own. If he can dial it in and bring a fully conditioned front that matches his rear, even with the same size he has now, he will win the Olympia and beat everyone else, even if they're on their A game. He just has the structure, the insertions, and the wow factor, along with the most impressive conditioning from behind. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video and if there are any competitors that you would have added. If you enjoyed, a like and sub would be awesome, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.